Hey everybody, it's your girl Evie from Because Evie Said So. Hey, how y'all doing? I just thought I would jump on here early. In the chat, tell me, can you hear me? Because if you can't hear me, then I need to get a little bit closer to my mic. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. Is it clear? Great, great, great. I am so excited today. I am so excited to be before y'all. So you know what we do here. But if you don't, let me clue you in right quick. First of all, my name is Evie. The channel's name is Because Evie Says So. And what we do on this channel is Law and Order SVU and Law and Order Organized Crime. We talk about it. I do reviews of it, reactions to it. And I know if you're on this live right now, you must be a fan. So I'm so grateful that you guys are a fan. And I'm so grateful that you're here today. So today, what we're going to be doing is answering some questions. That's right, questions that were posed on either Facebook or YouTube to me personally or otherwise. What I'm going to do is try to give everyone the credit. If you ask the question, I'll mention your name. I don't know if I'm going to mention your last name, but at least your first name to let you know, hey, I saw your question and we're going to be addressing it. So I guess how we should get this started is, how about this season? Season 23, SVU, Mariska Hargitay, Chris Maloney on Law and Organized Crime. They're doing it. I mean, first of all, 23 years of SVU. What? I mean, 23 years of loving Mariska, of loving Olivia. And now we get, Elliot back. That's amazing. I mean, even though he is not on SVU, he's got his own thing and he killing it. His show is killing it across the board. So I am so excited about that. So let's get right into it. First of all, I need to mention to the fact that there are no SVU episodes that are going to be coming on again until January the 6th of 2022. So in next year, I guess we'll see the new episodes of Law and Order SVU and Law and Order Organized Crime, because right now they're on Christmas winter break, which is good. How you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually doing pretty good, pretty nervous. This is my first live, and I am a little bit nervous, but I think I got this. So, anyway, King Boy asked in the Law and Order Organized Crime group, so you think SVU might end in its 24th season, which is set to air next year? Like, that was his question. Do you think Law and Order SVU is going to end in its 24th season? Let me answer that the way I think. I think no. I mean, I'm hoping no, because she's doing season 23 right now. She'll do season 24. I think she was actually signed up for the next 3 years. But 2024, the 24th season would be her 3 year end of the contract that she actually signed, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I read. So anyway, I think that it would be amazing if she could go to season 25. Like, season 25 would be everything for me, because it would be 25 years on the air. She could go out with a bang, go out swinging, say she's done 25 seasons. I mean, right now, SVU is one of the top shows on, period. I mean, they just had their 500th episode. What shows can you actually say had 500 episodes besides Law and Order SVU, Grey's Anatomy, something like that, ER, maybe back in the day. But today, like, that's the top. That's absolutely the top. So hopefully she can go to season 25. I mean, I'm a fan. So whatever year she quits, it's going to be a bad year for me as far as watching her quit. But we will have all those seasons to watch. So let's go to another question. Thank you so much, King Boy, for asking that question in the Law and Order Organized Crime group. Now, I do have a Facebook page, Because Evie Said So. Because Evie Said So. That's the name of the Facebook page, as well as the name of my channel. You can check me out on Twitter at Evie, Because Evie Said So. I'm also on there, or EVBO3. I'm also on Instagram at Because Evie Said So you can check me out on all of those social media sites. Okay, so let's see this other question. Marie from the Law and Order SVU group asks, Wheatley can cry to influence a jury? What? I didn't see him cry at all. I saw him kind of whining up there on the stand on Law and Order Organized Crime. Right, we're jumping over to there because that's what this question uh, infers to. So let me just answer this. I didn't see him cry, but boy, was he up there putting on a performance. Okay, he was doing the doggone thing, so he could not be convicted, of course. And as we know, he walked, which was totally bogus. But let's get back to that was part one of her question. Second part of her question is Whitley threatens Barbara in open court, yet the jury doesn't care. It was fixed. You know it was fixed. I mean, yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly, Marie. It sure enough was fixed. Like, was the judge fixed? I know the jury was fixed because they were looking at him like, oh, we feel so sorry for you. Oh my God, Richard. And then they were looking at the prosecution like, we don't really believe y'all. What you don't believe? But in his defense, the prosecution didn't really have that much of a case. They could not prove concretely that Isaac didn't kill, Elliot's wife. I mean, they didn't have enough proof to really pin it on Richard. So that's why I think he walked. I mean, they did a great job. Don't get me wrong. Carisi was doing his thing, but they still, I don't think, had enough to prove it. We as fans know that Richard had something to do with it, or did he? We'll get into that because I'm going to talk about your girl, Angela, and I will get there because Angela, no. Anyway, so it says Liv might not forgive the betrayal. What do you think about that? Do you think that Liv should forgive Barbara? Because that's what this question is referring to. If Liv should actually forgive Barbara for representing Richard Wheatley. I mean, because why did he do it? Like, he could have took any case. Barbara is so good, so thorough, so clean at what he does, and so professional. Why did he take the case for Liv? For Barbara? Because we know, I'm sorry, why did Barbara take the case for Richard Wheatley? I'm just not understanding. I thought maybe it was because he wanted to save Liv from what she's about to go through, because Liv's got a lot on her plate. I mean, she had that case against her. She was going to court. She was being sued by that guy with the Brown case for wrongfully arresting him. And they are suing, the NYPD in regards to that. And Finn was implicated in that as well as Liv. So she's got that. And then she's got Elliot coming back in her life at this time. And then she's got other things that are going on. And she's the captain. So did Barbara come back to defend her honor? They are friends. I heard part of the conversation. Well, actually, I heard the whole conversation that they were having in this particular episode that we just watched in regards to Barbara representing Richard. And what Barbara was trying to tell her is, look, you don't want someone else taking this case. If there's another attorney that actually takes this case, he's going to put you on the stand. Not just is he going to put you on the stand, but he's going to really hurt your reputation. Do you want that? Or do you want me taking this case? Well, Liv wasn't feeling it either way. She was like, please do not take this case with Richard. But he was like, I'm going to take it anyway. But then Barbara, with his funny self, tells Richard Wheatley when he's interviewing for the position and Barbara comes in, he says, I don't suffer fools as clients. Okay, well, if you don't suffer a fool as a client, why are you taking Richard? I really think it has something to do with the fact that he sees something else down the line, or he's heard something else down the line in regards to Liv, and he's really trying to defend her. And wouldn't that be sweet if that's really what happened? But he's going to have to come on and actually tell her, look, somebody says such and such and such and such, girl. Okay. And I'm taking this to cover your butt. Okay. So yeah, That's my answer to that question. So the next question is, I don't know who wrote this, but it says Barbara's refusal to be Wheatley's family lawyer will turn out bad for him. Quote, end quote. Do you think so? Do you think that because Barbara decided not to take Wheatley as a client, that he's going to suffer for that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Richard is vindictive, and I know he really wants Barbara underneath his, his particular arm. One, to piss Liv off. Two, to piss Elliot off. And three, he just really likes the way Barbara does his business. But I don't know if he's gonna get into trouble because he didn't take Wheatley's offer. Because Wheatley offered it to him after they got out of court again and said, "I really want you to be my lawyer." And he was like, "No, there's not enough money in the world for me to take you as a client." So that's also why I think he was doing it to defend Liv's honor or to help Elliot in some kind of way, because helping Elliot is helping Olivia, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's see what else we got. We'll get back to Angela because this question pertains to Angela. So let's go on. Okay, this is a juicy one. So this one is from Amanda, and it says SVU season 9, episode 9. Kathy does admit to being with someone else while they were separated, while her and Elliot were separated, because Kathy is Elliot's wife, if you don't know, and she has passed on. She was murdered, actually, and we're trying to find out who did it. So anyway, it says that she did admit to being with someone else while they were separated, and then says that she's now pregnant. And she says, "I'm now convinced why Angela had her killed. Eli has to be Wheatley's." I don't know. That is a good conspiracy theory right there. Because, okay, if Kathy says she was pregnant, Elliot and her had been separated during that time. And now she says, when they got back together, she says, "Well, yeah, I'm pregnant." And do we believe that is Richard's? I mean, how would she have met Richard? Not that we say they couldn't have wrote that into the script some kind of way, but we're talking about, like years and years ago, because Eli grown, ain't he? Or is he not grown? Maybe 17, 18 he is. So that would have been 17, 18 years ago. And if she admitted it, I mean, I'm loving this conspiracy story right here. I'm loving it because that's juicy. Like, that's good. Like, who? Amanda, yeah, that's good. I don't know. I mean, wouldn't that be something if they wrote that into the script? Oh my goodness. Kathy would definitely have some splaining to do, but she can't because she's not there. And really, but I know that she did tell Elliot that it is yours after she had the baby. After she had Eli, she did tell him it was his baby. So was she lying? I mean, was she lying? Because what reason would Richard want to kill Kathy for beyond pissing Elliot off, or maybe something Elliot did getting in his business? But Kathy, I don't know. I mean, the car bomb really didn't kill her. It was the after effects that killed her when she went into surgery afterwards. So, yeah. All right. Aaron writes, "I love the cute awkwardness when Liv and Elliot try to be friends. It's like two high schoolers. I just hope we get to see more of their on-screen exchanges." End quote. I don't know. Where do I begin? Like, Elliot and Liv are so freaking cute to me. Like, they should be together. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are not shipping Bensler, but I am. I've been watching for so long. I've been watching the little views they have between each other. And the fact that they work together is great. And you're supposed to have some type of chemistry with who you work with. I get that. But the glances, the stuff that they know about each other, like, they know so much about each other. They almost answer each other's sentences. That's something. Like, I'd like to have a relationship like that, like where you could answer my sentence because you knew me so well. So Do we want to see more on-screen exchanges between them? I do. I do. What do you think? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see Elliot and Olivia get together, or do you think it would ruin the show? Because some people are like, look, I don't even want to see them together. It's going to ruin it. Just leave it the way it is. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Excuse me. But you know what I think. I think they should be. Because when she called him L, as in short for Elliot, that's like a nickname for him. So, yeah, somebody says together. Me too. Like, I think they should be together. Because come on already, kiss her. And then when she slept with, what was his name? I forgot. But the guy that she came in contact with in the last couple of episodes that she knew in the past, she slept with him, because of course they were going to get married in the past. And I was like, it was the episode that featured Amaro. The episode that featured Amaro. So let me see. Let me just look that up right quick because I was like, you just slept with this dude. What is the point of that? I'm thinking it was in The Empire Strikes Back. I'm not sure. Maybe not that one. Anyway, Nick Amaro was in the episode, and I thought it was so good to see Amaro, to see Nick. I think it was the 500 episode that I'm actually referring to. It could have been they had already disappeared. Regardless, y'all know what I'm talking about. All y'all know what I'm talking about. Where she was actually in this episode, and she slept with the guy that she had such a intimate relationship in the past. Her mom was the one that actually broke them up. Her mom made this guy write a letter to Olivia breaking up with her. And she was so in love with him, she was actually going to marry him, y'all. So, yeah, I was like, I really want you to be doing that with Elliot and not with this guy. And then Elliot turns around and sleeps with Flatura. Now you doing your dang on job, but come on, you're nasty with that. I mean, I couldn't. I was like, seriously? Did he go through with that? Y'all know. Wow. I mean, he actually slept with Flatura. Was he sexually attracted to her, or was he just doing his job? I think it was a little bit of both. I think he was doing his job and he was sexually attracted to her. Because as you know, Kathy's dead. He's working himself through some on the job therapy, it looks like. So, yeah. Okay. Thank you for that question, Amanda. I'm sorry, Aaron. Thank you for that question, Aaron. I don't know what group that was that you wrote that in, but thank you so much. Okay. Someone wrote, at the end of Organized Crime last episode, I heard little kids or kids saying grandpa to Elliot. Were they, or was I not hearing it right? Well, yeah, you heard it right. He actually said grandpa. And Maureen has kids. She's the only one that's actually in a relationship. Seamus and Kieran, according to the credits that are rolling, are actually named Elliot's grandkids, his grandsons. So, yeah, you heard it right. Elliot is a grandfather. He a good-looking grandfather. Let me tell you that right now. Like, he look good. But anyway, yeah, so he's got grandkids. So thanks for that question. It reminded me that they said that because things go by so quickly in the episode and you're like, wow, I missed it. But yeah, you guys be catching everything. Oh my gosh. So that is great. Okay, Julie says, for some reason, I randomly had a thought about the next episode and in my mind was wandering. Well, let's face it, too much time in these doggone boards, and someone commented that they thought the new episodes would still be at Christmas, even though they air in January. I assumed that we would not know if Liv and Noah made it to Elliot's house, but I digress. But I could so clearly in my mind see Noah playing with his grandkids and Eli interacting with the Stabler kids. Well, so could I. I mean, I could see this happening. Thank you for the question. It's not really a question, it's a statement, Julie, but I really, really thank you for it because I guess my mind was wondering a little bit too. Are we going to see the interaction of Elliot and Liv at his Christmas party at his house? I mean, is she going to go? I know that there's a lot that they have to work through. And she did say that. And he was like, well, my friend Olivia, could you please come to my party? I really would appreciate, I'm sorry, I really would appreciate if you came to my party. So I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see it. I could clearly see Noah playing with those kids because they're probably his age or a little bit older. And then I don't believe, listen to my neighbors out there gunning their cars for no doggone reason. Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think he's ever met Noah. Like Elliot knows of Noah, but has he ever met Noah? Hmm. Okay. Well, thank you for that question, Julie, or that statement. I really like it. That was good because how's that going to happen? I hope it happens organically because Liv is gonna introduce Noah to Elliot, and is he gonna like Elliot? Is he gonna feel some kind of way about Elliot? Because Elliot and her have been friends for so long, and then he just shows up again after 10 years. I don't know. If you had a friend you hadn't seen in 10 years, they left abruptly. They didn't indicate why they were leaving. You worked with this person. He was your partner. And for, 10 years you worked together. And 12 years you worked together. And then they just leave. No, note, no nothing. They don't tell you why they're leaving. And then all of a sudden, 10 years later, they just show back up in your life. Would you accept that? I mean, with no explanation, or would you demand an explanation? I don't want to say demand an explanation, but that's how I feel. Might as well be real about it. I'd be like, well, where you been? Like, no, long time, no see, no show, no call. What's up? What's good? Oh, you want to talk to me now? Because you sure didn't talk to me for 10 years. Because you can't tell me that Elliot couldn't have called her in 10 years. He couldn't have called her in 10 years. He couldn't have picked up the phone one time and said, hey, I know I left you in the lurch. So how you doing? How's your life going? Because say something, because you're going to tell me something while you've been gone 10 years and I haven't seen you. I mean, that's just rude, but okay. So Gloria writes, I've been a fan from the first. Law and Order, many, many years. The last few SVUs in organized crime, they've used the Lord's name in vain. GD. I was very, very sad to see them say that. Excuse me. It's just not necessary. I hope they will not continue to use that word. I'd like to continue watching these shows that have been my favorite for so many years. Okay. Well, I know I responded to Gloria on this, and I said I don't enjoy any use of curse words in any series, especially not the Lord's name in vain. Have I used the Lord's name in vain before? Yes. I've apologized to the Lord. I've prayed and asked him to forgive me for my sins, and I hope that was enough. I've tried my best not to use that word, but sometimes even I have a foul mouth, and I apologize for that. But do I want to see it on TV? Nope. Nope. I'm a true fan. I really don't want to. I see that a lot of series are cursing and stuff a lot. I don't know why they think it's necessary. Maybe because they think it's true to life, but it don't have to be that true to life. You don't have to take the Lord's name in vain. There are a lot of other curse words you can pick if you have to use one at all. So let's not do that. I agree with her. I agree that they shouldn't use it. Thank you so much, Gloria, for that. I appreciate it. You bringing it up. Okay. Marie says, Eli, okay, we get it. Teenage angst and hormones is never a good thing. Good thing he didn't jump. Now, you know what she was referring to, right? This last episode that we saw, Eli was feeling, depressed and stressed out because, he woke up and Mia was actually dead. The girl that he had with him in the hotel. Well, it really wasn't a hotel room. some type of not motel, but some type of mm, I don't know. It wasn't a hotel. It wasn't a motel. It was just like some type of apartment that she knew this guy, and this guy let her post up there, I guess, and do her business because she was an escort. And I'm sure as an escort, she probably had relationships with other men, you know. So anyway, she would take them guys back there. And because he woke up and Mia was dead, you know, he couldn't cope with that even though he didn't murder her. We found out who the murderer was. And good thing because there were cameras. Because let me tell you something. If there wasn't no cameras there, Eli would be sitting his butt in prison right now because he couldn't prove that he didn't do it. I mean, I'm sure DNA would have proved that he wasn't the one that strangled her, but it would have took some time and he still would have been sitting there, whether his father was a detective or not, whether Liv was a captain or not. He'd have still been sitting his booty right there in jail, waiting for them to strip search him and book him like everybody else. But because there were cameras and he did go to jail, you know, he got out. Well, actually, he went to a psychiatric facility for, I think, a 72-hour hold because he was trying to jump off the bridge. So that's what she's talking about. With him being depressed, he went to the bridge instead of waiting for his dad to come pick him up. And he decided his best option was to jump off the bridge. Well, thank goodness for the cop that was actually there because he didn't jump. And thank goodness, because whatever situation you're going through right now, you know, suicide is a temporary solution to a permanent, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That's what we were taught when we were younger. A permanent solution to just a temporary problem. So yeah, it's a big problem, murder. But in this case, thank God he didn't jump because he was proven innocent. And I'm really grateful the cop was there. Now, it was funny to me because this was the cop's third day on the job, and this is what he got. He got, you know, Eli trying to jump off a bridge, but I think he did a good job. So kudos to the cop. He did a good job talking him down, which I don't think Eli needed that much talking down to begin with. But at the time, I was yelling at the TV. I was like, no, you don't want to do this. You acting real stupid right now. You want to jump? You know, they just buried your mom. They don't want to bury you too. You know, your family loves you. Just get down. So anyway, yeah. So thank you, Marie, for that question because that statement. Because yeah, I think it's a good thing he didn't jump too. Now, Marie also says, um, Angela Wheatley is a piece of line work, and her daughter is an idiot too. I agree. She's a piece of line work. Yes, she is. And her daughter, Dana, the one, you know, is an idiot too. I don't know if she's an idiot. To me, they kind of smart. I mean, they're bad people, but she kind of smart. Angela, I was yelling, like yelling at the TV. When I saw Angela, she, you know, when they first got there, Elliot and then Sergeant Bell, they wanted to find out where Dana was. So they were in there and she's walking on her cane, Angela is, and she's like, oh, you know, I'm still damaged. I still got brain damage. I'm doing my best. How do I look? This is my newest accessory. And I'm like, in my back of my mind, I'm like, you faking. I know you faking. You faking. So lo and behold, after they leave and she's standing at the window with the cane and she's looking out, she's like, bye. Threw the cane away and start walking to the counter to pour some wine. I was like, this is faking. I knew it. Like I knew she was faking. I don't know. It was just something about Angela. I do not trust her. Y'all, do you trust her? I mean, I, I, I'm dumbfounded because I was like, wait a minute, you know, hey, was the poison fake? You know, and did they set it up that way? I mean, she was foaming at the mouth. She was, you know, had trembles and shakes and, you know, was going into a seizure and everything in the season finale of season 1. So was the poison fake or did it just not affect her as much as they thought it was going to affect her? Because she definitely was faking. And you see Dana came into the kitchen where she was through the sliding door because obviously they saw that Elliot and them was coming and she ducked out the back. So she says, well, Mom, what did they want? And she's like, well, I'm pouring you some wine. Do you want some wine? And I'm thinking, pouring you some wine, pouring you some wine. I can't. I seriously can't with Angela. But what's her end game? Like, what is her end game? If we know now that she's faking, but why? Why is she still faking it? I know she wants Elliot and them to probably think she's still sick, but why did she fake it to begin with? Why was this whole thing an issue? Is she the ringleader? Hey, Jennifer. Hey. I'm so glad you dropped in. Yeah, I'm hoping you can get caught up. There are so many people that are getting caught up over this Christmas break, and I think that's wonderful because yeah, there's some deep stuff going on right now. I'm so glad that you came in. It's totally awesome. You know I love you so much, and I'm so glad you're here. So yeah, it's so much that's packed into these episodes. So if you haven't seen the episodes, at least the last 2 or 3 episodes, which give you a basis of what we're talking about today, and then they had the crossover episode that just happened, episode 9, I think it was, the crossover between SVU and organized crime. Yeah, the People versus Richard Wheatley, definitely. And it was so good, and you really need to go back and see it because when I'm telling y'all, I was so done when I saw Angela was faking. But like I said, what do you think her end game is? How is she involved in this? Is she the ringleader? Is Richard just the face of the company and a bad guy? And Angela is the actual person that contemplates and puts all of this into motion? Because she still has everything to do with her kids. The young man that's still living with Richard, her son, and then Richie, her son. She lost her other son. He was killed. Did she kill her son? I mean, we don't trust her. So, yeah. So what do you think? Do you think she's the ringleader in all of this? Because I sure do. But I'm trying to piece it together. How is she involved in this? How does she know Elliot? I mean, is she still in love with Richard? She says she's not. She says she's moved on because Richard is now married to another woman. But if she's still in love with Richard, is she in love with him so much that she takes his debts on, that she tries to get back at people for what they've done to Richard? Come on. Like, they're going to have to tell me something. I need some more details. I need them to drop it because I need more details. It's getting juicy and we need to know. Okay. Marie, she has so many questions, but I love it. Marie says, who is taking care of his Irish wolfhounds? One of the reasons I watched the first episode. That's funny. That's funny. So, yeah, I mean, who's taking care of the dogs? I'm assuming his wife that's still there is taking care of the dogs, trying to make sure they're fed. I'm sure his younger son is still there. And because he's so rich, hey, he might even have a dog walker. So there you go. I think that that's what's happening. It's good that she likes Irish wolfhounds. I didn't even notice that they were Irish wolfhounds. I like German shepherds. I like collies. I like Rockwilders, stuff like that. Pit bulls. I don't know very much about dogs. My daughter likes a blue-eyed husky, so they're beautiful. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to some of the questions. Okay, so let's see what we have. Okay, I think I read that one. Okay, so Nico, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Nico said, did Liv ever tell her therapist about her true feelings for Eli? Oh no, that's a good one. I don't remember, excuse me, I don't remember her telling him anything about Elliot. I remember her dancing around some of the questions because she is the captain. Some of this information, I know it's her personal therapist, but some of these questions, if she answers them wrong or she divulges too much information to this guy, is he going to report it? Is he going to think she's not capable of doing her job? Because that could happen. Hold on a second. Let me turn this off. I want to be able to fully hear you guys and you hear me. I have some music in the background, not copyrighted music. All the music you hear in the background is from the YouTube Music Audio Library. Let me just put that out there. Everything is from the YouTube Music Audio Library. So, and I give credit to anybody that is needing credit most of the time in the YouTube Music Library. You can actually download this music and you don't have to give anyone the credit on certain songs. It will let you know which songs that you actually have to give credit to the artist for. But these guys, I guess, have a deal with YouTube where you can use their music. And as long as it doesn't tell you to give the artist the credit, you can use it for free. So anyway, so getting back to what she asked, did he ever tell her therapist about her true feelings for Eli? I don't think so. I haven't heard her talk about it with anybody. You would think if she talked about it with anybody, it would be Finn, because Finn keeps it real all day, 100%. He gonna tell you exactly what he thinks. Maybe Amanda. I don't know. I don't know if she shares that much personal information with Amanda, but possibly. But I haven't heard her say anything about Elliot other than the fact that they work together, that they have a very close relationship to her work buddies. But no, I haven't heard her tell anything to her therapist. She should be, because obviously she got some issues to work out. I would, like I told you earlier, 10 years, you got nothing to say to me. Then you just pop up and you need my help. I'm going to have to think about it. No, but no, seriously, it's good Olivia's not like me. And Olivia actually got called to the scene of the crime when Elliot needed her. She's still there and she's doing a great job being his friend. He's doing an okay job, maybe being her friend, because he's keeping information from her. I know he has a job to do, but still they're friends and he knows that she can hold water. She can definitely hold her water. She ain't gonna tell nobody unless it interferes with her job in itself. And I don't think that's the case here. Okay, so on Twitter, Chris Harnick posted, "Don't mind me. I'm just here still thinking about that look Benson gave Barbara at the end of last night's SVU OC. I feel like you betrayed me," is what the gift that he put up there said. Where are we going to go with that? Because you know what? Yeah, I feel like Barbara betrayed Benson too. But as we covered earlier, did he betray her, or was he looking out for her best interest? I mean, he is her friend. He knows what he's doing. And I believe concretely that he heard something. Somebody said something. Somebody told him something, and he just hasn't told Liv yet. So do you think we're going to see him in more crossovers or possibly more appearances on SVU? I sure hope so, because I don't want him to leave it like that. How they left it as friends but not friends, and she feels betrayed. I guess in that particular situation, without any context, or any explanation to me as to what's going on, I would feel betrayed too. So there you go. So someone said everyone is divided about the return of Barbara and him defending Wheatley. Now, Raul Esparza, he's the one that plays Barbara. He's the actor that plays Barbara on SVU and in the recent OC episode crossover. And from what I was reading online, they're right. Everyone is up in airs. Some people are with Barbara that he did it. Some people are totally against Barbara as to why he defended Richard. This is one that draws it down the board for me because, as I explained before, I'm confused. I need to hear more about why he did it. I need to hear the secrets that he has to tell in regards to defending Richard, because Richard is low down, like he would shoot his mama at this point if he knew that she had something on him and he didn't want to tell it because he killed his dad. What do you think about his mom? I mean, So anyway, yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. So someone posted on Facebook, I think Angela is the real head of the crime family, not Wheatley, and she's the one that killed Stabler's wife. Well, thank you for that question. Or that statement. Yeah, I think Angela is the real head of the crime family. She's a professor. She's smart. She's cunning. She could be vicious. I believe she could. She got in that sort of relationship with Elliot. Why did she do that? Was she attracted to him, or is it all part of the ploy? Like, is it all part of her ploy of her trying to get into Elliot's life or something? Because Elliot just came back from Rome, right? So when he was over there, he was investigating crimes that involved Richard Wheatley or tied back directly to Richard Wheatley's organization or his business. And now he's back in the United States in order to, go forth and work as a detective there. So, in some kind of way, was Angela wrapped up in Richard's business there, and it got, Whitley, Elliot got too much of her business? I guess what I'm trying to say is, was she working with Richard all the time, or is she the kingpin? Does she do all the stuff and Richard just falls in line and does what she says? Because I know that Richard's father was a gangster, and he said that Richard wasn't really a gangster like him, but did she take the gangster on and he just is working side of her? That's a great question. And then if she did have Kathy killed, why? Like, why? Was it strictly to get back at Elliot? Or did Kathy do something? We covered that a little bit earlier. Is Eli Richards? And she had an affair with Richard when he was still married to Angela? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So Paul asks, I was wondering why the Wheatley trial was in an episode of SVU instead of OC. And why was Carisi the prosecutor of a murder trial? I thought he was the ADA assigned to handle SVU cases. Okay, well, let's dive into that a little bit. I, too, was wondering why the Wheatley trial was on SVU instead of OC. I guess it was just a crossover episode because Liv had some dealings with Richard. She helped to find out information about Richard. So that kind of tied her into it. She's the star. They want Mariska to appear in everything, and I don't blame them because, it's her thing. So anyway, that's how it tied into that directly. Now, Carisi, why was he prosecuting the murder trial? Well, he's an assistant district attorney, but he's trying out a new job as a homicide assistant district attorney. He might get promoted to that particular job if he does a good job. So I guess they assigned him this case because he knows the case and they want to see how you're going to handle it. Because I saw his second chair was actually his boss, one of his bosses. So he's trying to prove himself. That's how that directly ties in. If you think anything different, please drop it in the comments below because I only know so much. But that's my take on why the SVU and the OC were working together in the case for Richard Wheatley. Thank you for that question, Paul. And once again, I'm just going to say that Carisi is trying to be promoted. He's being considered with the job in the homicide department, but, he still does SVU cases as well, because he did that other case earlier that he really didn't have any direct knowledge about. So, Nightmare in Drill City. Yeah, he did that case, remember? And he tied it in because he called Liv when it was a homicide investigation for the guys that were killed. And then it was also an SVU case because the girl was sex trafficked and abused sexually. So that's how Liv got involved with that case. So Carisi is actually walking the line right now. He's walking the line between SVU and homicide. Good for him. I hope he gets the promotion. He works really hard. I really like Carisi. Thank you for that question again. All right. Julie says that she's rewatched the crossover event twice, but she's still having trouble understanding why Barbara would sacrifice his relationship with Liv by defending Wheatley. Okay, me too. I don't know. Like we covered earlier, is he doing it as self-sacrifice? Is he doing it because it's his girl? Liv is his girl and he don't want to see her in trouble. He did kind of mention that if someone else takes the case, they're going to drag Liv through the gutter and they're going to actually put her on the stand and it could be more. So I'm trying to understand his perspective here, and I'm leaning toward he's being more defensive of Liv than he actually was taking the case for Richard, because I don't think he can stand Richard, but I know that he loves Liv. He says he owes her. He said, I don't owe Elliot. I owe you, basically, is what he was saying. But what does he owe her? Like, I don't know. Maybe I can't remember what she specifically did for him besides be his good friend when he was on trial. I'm sure she was there for him when he was on trial about the death of that baby. But I'm sure she was there to support him fully. So maybe that's it. Thank you for that question, Julie. Another person wrote, what happened to Richard's wife? What wife? Oh, you mean his current wife, because his ex-wife is over there acting a dang on fool. Okay. She over there pretending. She's so sly. Like, ooh, I can't wait till they find out that she faking. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, Richard's current wife, I believe she's at home. I don't recall her name because to me, she's insignificant at this point. I don't really care. But I believe that she's at home dealing with whatever he tells her to do, because she seems to be that type. She does whatever he says to do. Okay. Thank you for that question, Julie. So how many times have you rewatched the last episode? Someone wrote that. Me personally, I always try to watch the episode twice. I always watch SVU and OC twice because I don't know what I've missed until I actually watch it again. The first time I watch it to see what the plot is and to see what the characters are doing. And the second time I watch it for details. So thank you for that question. I usually watch it twice. How many times do you guys rewatch an episode, or do you rewatch an episode? Because some of them are so graphic and put so much in my head and my heart, it's hard to rewatch them. So how many times do you guys rewatch an episode? Put it in the comments. Let me know, because maybe it's just me. Okay. Another question says, did you notice that Liv calls Elliot L? In the season 1 finale, that's what she called him. I noticed. I seen it. I heard it. I watched it. I watched the exchange. You know, I'm shipping Bensler all the way, like I told you earlier. So yeah, I noticed. That's her little nickname for him. And he calls her Liv. And sometimes it's just the way he's like, well, Liv, you want to be my friend, Liv? Or Liv, this. And what really tickled me about the exchange this time between them is when they were waiting for Eli and they were waiting to talk to the psychiatrist or the psychologist that Eli was being watched over with when he had the 72-hour hold in regards to him getting ready to jump off that bridge and the murder that he was involved in inadvertently. The exchange that they had in that little room, because she was like, look, she had really put him on the spot earlier. She got with him finally. She was like, look, I don't hear from you for 10 years. You come to my house in the middle of the night, you high, my boy is in the bed, my son, that was scary for me. It was the way she said it. She was like, that was scary for me. And I really believe she was scared, legitimately, because she was like, okay, first of all, I don't even have that type of company. And you coming in the middle of the night, I would have been scared too. My friend knocks on the door in the middle of the night. First of all, I'm not going to open the door because you can call me first. Okay. But anyway, he shows up. He didn't call. He just shows up in the hallway. He high. She has to bring him in there. She has to go through the protocol for what a detective should actually do when they've ingested any type of drugs on the job. And then also she's scared because it's her friend and he's freaking her out. And then her son is in the next room. So when they have that when they have that conversation in the room, he says, well, Liv, how you been? What's your life like? I want to know more about you. And she's like, now? You want to do this now? And he's like, yes, I want to make this right. Yes, I want to do this now. And he's like, well, you been dating anybody? Come on. Yes, she's been dating people, but no, it's none of your doggone business. But she's like, oh, that look she gives him like, oh, you want to know who I'm dating? And he's like, come on, tell me. So she tells him about Ed, and then she tells him that Ed died. She didn't go into great details about how much she loved him, but she did put emphasis on it that was a special relationship for her. But I wonder if he knows that the Ed that she's talking about is the Ed that used to put the fire up under Elliot and get on his nerves constantly, okay, about everything that Elliot did. I guess Elliot don't care because he did, and there's not nothing he could do about it. But I'm interested to see where this goes. Are they going to have an additional conversation at the Christmas party at his house? Are they going to have more time in the car? Because when they were going to find Eli, he called Olivia. Like every time he's in it, in the trenches, he calls Olivia. And I'm so grateful because they are that type of friends. I wish I had that type of friend. And you can only kind of find that maybe once or twice in your life. And I think they have a very good dynamic between the two of them. So thank you for that question. So anyway, those are about all the questions that I have that people pose to me. Do you guys have any questions about the season, about what's happening on Law and Order Organized Crime or Law and Order SVU? Because we can discuss it right now. We got about 10 minutes left that we can actually discuss it. I'd love to know how you feel about this season. Is 23 more hype than the other seasons? I know season 2 for me for Law and Organized Crime is great. Like they're having different tiers. The first tier was about Flatura and Albie and Costa and the Costa organization. The second tier is going to be about Richard. And I forgot what the third tier is going to be about. But I'm not sure that they're actually done with the Costa situation and organization. Yeah, they arrested them all, but it's Costa. I don't think it's going to stand up in court, you know. And then, you know, Flatura, did she flip? Or is she going to keep her mouth shut in regards to everything that's happening? So I'm interested to see, are they going to wrap that up in the third tier, or are they going to wrap everything up in the third tier? Now, Dana's out of jail. That bothers me right there because Richie's still in jail. But Dana's out of jail? Like, why is Richie still there? And did y'all see his face? Did y'all see his face when he was in court and his dad was like, you don't want to testify, son? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to testify. Ain't nobody paying me. They didn't offer me nothing. He killed my grandfather. He hurt my mom. You know, he hurt me. He killed Gina. And he's like, I'm going to testify. And then all of a sudden, he's sitting there on the camera. He's like, he keeps looking to the side like, and then he's like, they're like, Richie, pay attention. Hello. Can you tell us what you told us about your father and what you heard him tell Isaac in regards to the murder of Kathy Stabler? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I lied. I don't know what you're talking about because I don't remember nothing. Like, where we at? What room is this? Oh, why am I here? And they like, look, you put it on the paper. You told us that your father had a conversation with Isaac and told him to kill Kathy Stabler. And he's like, nope, wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. So I'll see y'all. Peace and hair grease. I'm out. And I was like, somebody didn't got to him. Somebody has got to Richie because he was looking over to the side like somebody was standing over there for to stab him or shake him. And I was like, yep, zip him because he can't say nothing. Oh my gosh, that's too funny to me because, you know, Richard had already said that Richie is nothing, you know, that he's a little boy and that he's always been trying to look up to him and that he's going to fold, you know, in regards to testifying against him. And he sure enough was right. You know, he has somebody in there. So are we going to see Nova, some more of Nova? Because she's got a secret that she's sharing with Sergeant Ayanna Bell. You know, now that Nova has infiltrated the organization that we know is headed by Congressman Kilbright now, you know, she's in the know. And she basically is one of the lieutenants or something in it. And she can tell Ayanna, you know, Sergeant Ayanna Bell, everything. But Sergeant Ayanna Bell asked her, just keep it between us right now. Don't tell anybody. Don't even tell my boss because the boss is leaving and Brewster is getting promoted. You know, bad writing because you know you should have promoted Sergeant Ayanna Bell to lieutenant instead of promoting Brewster. Because Brewster, she used to work under him. She really can't stand him. And now he has to be her boss. Bad writing. Why didn't you promote her? Black women do amazing jobs. White women do amazing jobs. Any woman can do an amazing job as a lieutenant, and then you promote Brewster. But is that going to hype up the story? Obviously, or they would probably wrote it like that. But I didn't appreciate it. Anyway, so yeah, are we going to see more of Nova? I hope so, because I'm sure she's got some stuff to say. And then let me think. Like I said, when they catch Angela, because she faking. Ooh, I can't stand her. But anyway, if you like the content today, please know that I cover Law and Order, Organized Crime, and Law and Order SVU all the time. I do it. I post on Saturday, or at least I try to have everything posted on Saturday. I do reviews and reactions. If you want to know what happened the week that it happened, tune in to my videos because I review everything. I give you how did it start? What happened? Who did it? Why and how did it end? Plain as that. And I love talking about it with you guys. You guys are true fans. Yep, I'm talking about you right there. You're a true fan. I love the fact that you're on here with me. I love the fact that we can talk about it, and we can talk about it anytime. You guys are just like me. You're super fans, and you're the best things about Law and Order. You really are. We are. We're the best things about Law and Order because we keep it relevant. We keep it right. We keep it flowing in the news, on Twitter, whatever. Be sure, please, to share the replay of this today because I'm sure there are other Law and Order fans out there that want to talk about it or have questions or maybe had some questions and we already answered them. And I'm sure they've been waiting on it. So please feel free to share. I really love you guys. Please consider subscribing. Once again, this is because Evie said so. I'm Evie. I love you guys. And until we talk next, Law and Order on. Okay, you guys. Bye.